Meridian Rapid Defence Group's Archer 1200 mobile barriers and gates. And now you have them, it's very important to ensure they're set up correctly. And that's where Meridian's unique Vehicle Safety Mitigation Plan, the VSMP, comes in. Here's Giovanni Iharita, Meridian's Chief Engineer.
At Meridian, safety is at the forefront of what we do. In order to deploy all our barriers safely, we have developed the Vehicle Safety Mitigation Plan. It's the newest software to ensure that all your events are successful. It also includes after-action reporting, incident reporting, and overall captures all the data that you need for a successful event. A really good example is a huge event that we do every year, the Tournament of Roses Parade in Pasadena, California. The first step would be to click on Create New VSMP. We'll click there. So now we're just filling out the start date, the end date, the event type. You have multiple options to choose from. You could do parade, farmers markets, special events, or other. And then once we have all that data input, we go ahead and press create and move on to the next step. The next key information you want to capture is what streets you want to close off. When choosing your street closure locations, you have two options to choose from. You can choose between high risk, which is just barriers with 4-foot cables between them, or you can go through emergency access, which would be a gate system such as a beam gate or a rapid gate system that will allow for ingress or egress of emergency type vehicles such as police department, fire department. So as you're choosing your closure locations, you always have a frame of reference right here. You have a compass that's going to always be pointing north, and you can see it right here on the right hand side. So this is a great way of knowing, okay, I'm northbound on this side or I'm southbound, west and east. Another key feature is the ability to add nodes. For example, let's say there's a fire hydrant in the way, or you want to tell the person that's staging the barriers where to place them on the side of the street. You can put that information right here. Another key feature of the VSMP are the SMART recommendations. Now the SMART recommendations were developed using over 20 years of crash test data. We took that data and we determined the correct incursion zone you need. Now the incursion zone is the distance needed from where the vehicle will make impact to stop the vehicle. So now I'm going to go ahead and input north of Colorado Boulevard. One of the really incredible features that the VSMP software has is that it integrates with Google Maps. So not only do we have an aerial view, but we can actually take really great measurements to ensure we have the exact length of your closure location. So here's an example of one of the streets that we were going to close down. It measures 25.14 feet. Now that measurement is actually going to be used to determine what the correct configuration is for your specific location. After measuring the overall width of the street closure location you have, it'll prompt you to an overall aerial view and a front view of the actual street closure location, so you can get an idea what it looks like. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on equipment mode, and that'll populate the images that we're looking for the correct configuration. And this is actually very simple. You can actually just pull the barriers where they need to go, and if they're not oriented correctly, you can actually just manipulate the image and rotate it to make sure it's in the right orientation. And this is really important for the person or for the individual setting up the system out on the streets, because he can get an overall view of what it's supposed to look like. Now, the system will automatically generate a build of equipment. Now this build of equipment includes all the Meridian equipment you'll need for a successful event. For example, in this instance, we have 4-foot cables, Arch 1200 barriers, wayfinding frames, and if we scroll down, you'll get a full tally of what you'll need. And based on that, you can determine what additional equipment you may need from Meridian. And it's important to note, all Meridian products are Safety Act certified by the Department of Homeland Security. And that means if there is a terrorist attack, you'll have liability protection. So, there it is, the Vehicle Safety Mitigation Plan software, your Meridian partner to making people, communities, and places safer.